Hey friends, it's your host Steph Connell, lifelong goal-getter, betterment seeker, and both a student and master of making mindset matter. Through my 10 years of experience in coaching and leadership, I've seen passion and purpose diminish to form life's cookie-cutter mold. And due to that, we see the train of unhappiness get more and more bogged down. My mission in life is to get a rise out of you. Together, we are building a community of women who can not only voice their vision, but bring that to fruition. You are daring. You are valued. You are needed. And you are ever growing, my friend. The world needs our courage, and we are bringing it on strong. So without further ado, let's get to it. It's time to be bold. I want to discuss a very relevant and real situation that's happening in our lives right now. And that situation is, tell me what your view is on what I'm about to ask you. Do you believe that most people in life today, as an energy, as a whole, as a societal message, that they are looking to get the very most out of doing the very least? Now, let me go into definition because I have had somebody mention, well, doesn't that represent efficiency? And it can. It can represent efficiency. But what I'm really asking is, are people looking to not do as much as what they need to when they do every little step, whether it's making their bed, cleaning the house, going to work, thinking patterns while they're driving to work, how they're going to tackle their day and execute every little step that's coming to their day ahead? Are they being definitive about it? Are they executing it with quality? Are they looking to serve and give their best and most of themselves and make this one thing that they're doing in that moment of presence to be so great, the best that they could ever do? Or are they looking to get it done quickly, or maybe in many cases, not even doing it at all and expecting the very most out of it? And an excellent example of this situation and very present situation is looking at social media and how life is going today. How often is it that people look at other people and go, it's not fair, or, oh, you're lucky? They look at the highlight reel and very rarely, if ever, consider the work that it took to get to that place. I mean, so often people are eager to share a reel or a great photo with a story, quote unquote story, you know. It's so easy to put a front and put a shiny photo of the easy day or something that might not even be true. Or maybe I just get makeup to make myself at a great angle, look really super thin and go, I've been working so hard. But have I? Have I been working hard on myself? Have I been doing the do's that it takes to get where I want to go in life, whatever that goal is? And so often, I think if we're going to talk about any problem in the world today, pandemic, issues, you name it, I think the real pandemic is we have an easy-minded society. We have grown comfortable. We have grown to the point where we actually believe the world owes us something. Why? Why do we believe we are owed the success and the luxury dreams in life that we thought of when we were younger? Because we just put in time? It comes to the point where we need to put in a little bit more than time. And that word is discipline and grit and perseverance and quality. I want to see more of that from you today. I want to see more of that from myself. I want you to put your heart into things. I want you to expect nothing from something and everything from yourself. None of the results in your life, whether it be success in your work, your family, your relationships, your health, your money, you name it, whatever that is, that's going to have to come from you, my friend. And whoever told you otherwise, shame on them. And shame on you for believing it. So before you start diving in and jumping into the discipline that you're going to need in the world to create that successful life for yourself, you need to make a choice. You need to make a choice. And there's two things that are discussed. I read, or I'm in the middle of reading an excellent book by one of my favorite authors. He is a leader in leadership, in self-leadership, in growth. He is just all around such a highly educated and action-oriented man, and he really passes this on to everybody else. His wisdom is phenomenal, excuse me. So if you haven't read some books by John Maxwell, I highly recommend you start incorporating this into your life. But right now I am reading the book Today Matters. And he talks about a couple things, and he discusses the success is dependent on two things in your life. Successful people conquer their feelings and form habits of doing things unsuccessful people do not like to do. The bookends of your day, so the start and the end of success, are starting and finishing anything and everything that you're doing. Decision helps us start, and discipline helps us finish. I'm going to say that one more time. Decisions help us start, and discipline helps us finish. So we have one or the other in our lives. And really, to be honest, if you haven't even made a decision, that'll be quite transparent. Most people want to avoid pain. Ooh, I am excited to talk about this right here. Ooh. Most people want to avoid pain, but pain is what creates the change. Pain brings gains. That is the result of transformation. However, the missing thought is that regardless, pain will come. So this is what we need to understand, because in today's conversation, you probably have already heard that I've been assessing the word easy. People are trying to get the very most out of doing the very least. They're looking for the easy route to get to what it is that the easiest route or the fastest route, right? But we're not driving a car here. We're making success and dreams come true. And you don't get there by taking the fastest and easiest route. And we'll talk a little bit about that, because there's a few stories that we've heard many times before. I think, rabbit and the hare. Do you want to be a racehorse or a pack horse? One gets there fast, but there's two different things. There's getting there, and then there's staying there. Do you want to get to your dreams and then lose it? Would you like to earn $1 million or have $1 million mindset? I love that question. Can you sit in that for a second? Really think about your answer here, because if you were given $1 million, I mean, how many times do you hear someone winning the lottery and then it's gone? They lost it. They went into debt, or even people who make a lot of money and that's gone. Why? Because they don't have the $1 million mindset. Here's the cool part. If you have $1 million mindset, you have the ability, no matter what happens in your life, that you can make it back again. And it's not about having an experience of it. It's about living that lifelong element of it, is your dream to just have one little experience and go back to the life that you're not okay with today? No, you want to be there. You want that to be your life. You want that to define what your life looks like, that vision that you have for yourself. So going back to the pain of, no matter what, that you'll have it. right? Because a lot of people go, oh, I'm trying to avoid, it's just so uncomfortable, the discipline aspect of work and getting to that successful place in your life. Well, you will have pain no matter what. Let's talk about that because you have the pain of discipline. You're either going to experience that or you can experience the pain of regret. No matter what, you are going to have pain. Right now, as we're choosing easy, we're looking for those simple little steps. Those how does it look? You know, um what can I where can I cut corners? Everybody wants to cut corners, but and still call it a square. It's not a square anymore. I mean, for crying out loud, they have 2x4s today sold, and they're not actually 2x4 anymore. Everybody wants to cut corners cheap and save money and devalue, but get the same results that somebody made once in a time and still get what they got. They still want that. They still want to cut the corners and call it a square. And they think they're ahead of the game. Lies and deceit, dishonesty, integrity. Where's the integrity today? To me, you will have the most success in your entire life and future. And not only your future, but you will pass that on for generations and generations, and you will leave a legacy if you stick to good moral core values. People want to make a choice. You don't make a choice on easy. You don't make a choice on popular opinion or fast. You make a choice on what is right. That's what you do. And when you do that, everything comes full circle and comes right back to you. I can guarantee that to the depths of me. So, speaking about the pain of discipline versus the pain of regret, it's quite interesting that most people choose the pain of regret. It's so much easier to say what you could have been or what you've done. A lot of people like to sit on the light of who they were in the past, what successes they've done. Think about the stories that people will share with you that they once have done, thinking that they are conquering what's being accomplished today by other people. So, what I mean by that is, how often do you hear someone share a story of how they were the VIP of the basketball team when they were in high school? As soon as you start sharing that you just ran your first 5K marathon, they're comparing who they were to who you are now. And let me just say this and hold on to this, because if you are in those scenarios where you're really celebrating yourself, first of all, I want to honor that. I want to honor every step that you're doing that's hard, that you're working hard for. Do that. Work hard. Continue to challenge yourself, grow yourself, push yourself, stretch yourself. Continue to do that. That makes you into the new person. That transforms you. And that shows that you're showing up still today. That's a pack horse. The person who is dealing with the pain of regret is the one celebrating who they were yesterday. They're holding on to the time where they did work hard, and they've defined themselves as that person as they do nothing today. But let me just say this. Celebrating yesterday's successes doesn't mean you're doing very much today. And that is what matters. Hence the book I'm reading, Today Matters. Today is the only option you have for anything. Yesterday is gone. It's done. You close the door. It's gone. Whether it's something you were pleased with or not, you can choose to learn from it and allow it to inspire you and motivate you and push you. Or you could step away from it, pleased with how you handled it, you executed it, precision, all those good words. You defined that day the best way that you saw coming forth. This is how you wanted to handle it. But the door is shut. And so that's another thing that you can add to your list. You can choose to hold on to it as, a success note, an award on the wall, something you did really good at, or you can let it go, close the door anyways, and just say, you know what? This is my opportunity to transform today. But today is all you have. Tomorrow is not even here yet. Most of the people are thinking about tomorrow. Well, all they have the choices of doing anything about is today. So you spend most of your life thinking, essentially. Tomorrow you can think about, and yesterday you can think about, but today you act, period. And what you do today is going to be defining a result for tomorrow. So if you have these dreams and visions and goals that you're holding on to and you desire and you want, then what you do today matters. Now, here's the cool part about the pains. Choose your hard, my friends. Choose your hard. I go down this road very often with having 3 little guys and teaching them something that I learned very young, between the pain of discipline and the pain of regret. Okay. How often, oh God, I have so much to say about this. I'm just like, so much is going through my mind right now. I love this topic. Are you sitting here with me? I love this topic so much that it literally, it sets a rocket off inside me. Like, I'm so excited I could blast off this earth. When I think about the pains, the 2 pains, I've always been somebody who wants to, believe it or not, I like to work first and play last. Now, was it always like that? Absolutely not. That was a habit that was a habit trained and instilled in me from childhood. And that's when it matters. And that's why I'm going to be bringing up my children. And, I had this scenario last night. My daughter, here's a perfect example of how life is. Naturally, we want to just do all the things based on how we feel. We want to do all the fun stuff. We want to do the travels. We want to look like, we got our life together on social media. We want to eat our dessert first and the meal last. We want to play first. We want to work last. And I want to address this for you and really think about this, because if we do that, yes, you have both. You have both, right? You have work and play. And if I do play first, that just means I'm changing where my work is. But it really doesn't work like that, because short-term work creates long-lasting great results. Short-term play does not. And playing in advance, let me just put it this way. I want you to think about that one thing that during your work, you had this one major thing and you're just putting it off, you're procrastinating because it's like the most uncomfortable thing that you don't want to do, right? Are you there with me? Meanwhile, you know that once you're done that, the hardest stuff is over. But you're doing all the fun stuff. You're doing all the fun stuff first. And you're like, I feel good. I'm telling myself I feel good because I'm checking stuff off. And I'm checking like 5 things off. And the more that I'm checking off, I feel better about myself. But I'll tell you this, the amount that you check off will not even hold a candle to that one thing that is so hard that you keep putting off. The moment that you check, I want you to think of having the weight, right? The whole time that you're playing or doing the fun stuff out there, what's sitting on your shoulder the entire time? It's sitting in the back of your head. You got to get it done. So the experience of the play is not really good. It's not as good as what it could have been. And so by being disciplined and doing the hard stuff first and the stuff that you don't feel like, The rewards and what you get is long term. Think about when you're at the gym, you have a 30-minute workout, you feel great for 16 hours about yourself. But if I leave that workout until the end of the day, not only is it sitting on my head that I should be doing it while I'm doing all this fun stuff. So the fun stuff isn't even the truest fun that it could be because I have something sitting on the back of my head. By the time I get to the end of the day, when I should have done it, do I even do it? But I know that that 30-minute workout is what helps me get to the steps of getting to that successful place, hence making a decision. Once you make a decision, the discipline will be easier. So you need to decide what it is that you want to do for yourself. So actually, let me share that story with you that I was talking about relating to my daughter in this scenario of doing the hard first, the pain of discipline. Yesterday, she had all sorts of sugary foods in her lunch. Okay. And what I mean by sugary, she had some fruits. Okay. She had multiple fruits in there. She actually had some chips in her lunch, and she had, what was the other thing that she had? I'm not sure. I didn't know everything that was in there. Her dad was telling me what was packed in there. But as much as the sugary foods were healthy, the one thing that she did not touch were her carrots. Now, I know carrots contain sugar in them as well, but I am very adamant on health and nutrition. I think it's very important. I think it's the facet of, there's no numerous facets to how you function in life. There's literally how you take care of yourself. And one of those things is your health and your nutrition. Nutrition is a massive correlation to a total image of that. So whether you meditate, we've talked about many things on the show, meditate, exercise, walks, that harmony balance in your life, things that you do, music, movement, sound, everything is a total of your wellness, your well-being. But when it comes to your health, a massive part of that is your nutrition. And I will be dead set on what my children consume. It's not that I don't allow them to have treats. By all means, I believe in enjoyment too, and savoring things that, really you take enjoyment in, for sure, and being a human being and experiencing this life. There's no question about it. But I will be very persistent on making healthy choices as well. And right now is a very important time in their life. They're influential, they're learning, they're sponges. And so eating everything that you wanted to and leaving the one thing that you needed to will not serve you. So she had the entire day of play, enjoyment, eating the foods that she wants. And by the end of the day, I said to her, in order for her to have chips or a dessert or anything after her supper, she had to eat the carrots. She's not a big vegetable fan. However, she did not want to. And that she continued to say, I don't want to, I don't want to, I don't want to, I don't want to. I want this, I want that. And I said, well, you have an option that you can either eat these and have that, or you get nothing. And she sulked. She went into the playroom. She did her thing and she didn't want to. Eventually she did eat it. Now, after she ate it, I made it very clear to her that in order, to go through this life, it's not that you have to do things that you don't want, but you need to do things that you need to do for yourself. They're not always fun or an inspiring thing. And you might not necessarily want to do them, but you need to do them. There is a difference. And needs should, in my mind, do compel you to do it. So, what I'm trying to explore in this scenario is she went all day enjoying without the awareness yet. But when you get older and you know that you have to do something, it will sit on your head for the entire day. Whereas if she just ate the carrots at the beginning of the day, not only would she have the rest of the day to enjoy whatever it was that she was going to have, she didn't have to worry, the carrots were off the list, but there would be a sense of completion, fulfillment, and really self boosting confidence because you did it. You did what was hard, not to anybody else, but to yourself. Do you know how much confidence that will give you when you do the things that you defined as hard? That builds so much belief in your soul. You can't touch that. You can't scratch the surface of self belief and confidence. That is what we are missing most of today because everybody is choosing what's easy and what they want. There's a difference between what you want and what you need. Your goals are what you want, but you also need them. So when you're taking action every single day for yourself, be present. Ask yourself, does this serve my goal, my end purpose? Make your decision first. Decide. You've gotten rid of all of the work. When you make a decision, and what that means is you've told yourself, this is what I'm doing. This is what I need to do. There's no question. Once you make the decision around that, you will close off any other decisions about it. All you have to do is just figure out if what's in front of you being presented, does this serve it? No. Does this serve it? Yes. For example, if I decide to go and sit on the couch and watch my favorite show when I have finally a moment to myself and I haven't gotten on my bike today, but I've decided that I'm making healthier choices for myself and that I need to work out 3 to 4 times a week, does sitting in the TV as I sit down on that couch and just nestle in where it feels good, I ask myself, does this serve my decision? And if the answer is no, I don't have to decide to get off the couch. I get off the couch because I've already made the decision that I'm doing it. I was, I'm going to leave you with this last note because I just love this. It's in so support of this conversation about choosing, just choose your hard, really. No matter what, it's going to be hard. It's not going to get any better. It'll only get better if you choose one of the hards, to be honest with you. Choosing the pain of discipline is a small amount of pain right now for a long time of rewards and gains. Trust me on that. Man, oh man. You can choose to work for 5 years, hard, solid. No, it seems like nothing is happening. 5 years on my mission in my business for a lifetime of abundance and excelling business. You can choose to get 30 minutes of a workout for 16 hours of feel good. And there's more than just feeling good from it. From all those hard choices, trust me, the discipline, it gives you way more than regret. And regret, it will take you down the world of eating away at yourself. You know what it's like. You know what the pain of regret is like. You know what it's like. It actually removes your confidence, your self-esteem. it deteriorates you. It certainly does not serve your bigger mission. And so something I learned years ago that I was like, "You know what? That's so right." How often people, they feel first and then do. This is the common action that's happening today. How do I feel today? When I wake up, "Mm, it's a cloudy day. Oh, I don't feel like doing anything." So what do? Nothing. Nothing that supports any action-oriented goal or going anywhere or anything productive, right? You've had those days. I mean, we all have those days, but when a day becomes a lifetime in how you lead your life, it's not a day anymore. Hate to break it to you, but this is who you are and what you've become and the habits that you have, but you can change it. And so I want you to alter from feeling and doing to do and feel, right? Think about how you feel after you've done something that's so hard and on your list of procrastination. Man, you could take over the world, right? Ah, you feel so good. You're high energy level. And you're like a steam engine. Like no one could stop you. You're just like, if anybody says anything negative, whatever, it won't break any barriers because I did something that I'm just, man, I'm just on the right level with and I did it. You know that experience. Or by holding it off for the whole day, you do the opposite. We're in such a culture of feel first and then do, but that's not in alignment with the things they want to achieve. They want to have that highlight reel. They want to have the post page that looks all put together and life's really looking good. And they want to have that. So they do something quick and easy to make it feel like they have that. Or they post when they feel like it. But if they want to have the 10,000 followers, it takes more than just doing it when you feel like it. It takes consistency, takes research, takes work, takes all the things that they don't feel like doing. And it seems so easy, but because it's so easy to do, it's so easy not to do. And because so far in your life, you've gotten to where you are doing that, and you're okay with where your life is and leaving dreams in the dream bucket and saying that you'll someday get there, you just become complacent and you sit there and you do it. So, today's conversation, I wanted to address that. I wanted to address that as much as it's so much out there and everywhere, it doesn't mean that it works and that you can do it. You're different. You've got things that you're going to achieve, that you're doing, and gifts. Gifts that don't belong in the cemetery. Do first, then feel. And make the two choices that are going to support you in being the most successful person, how you define that. That's yours. No one else can make that for you. But making those two choices of deciding and choosing the pain of discipline. So listen, I really enjoyed spending these moments with you today, and I hope you did too. My gratitude is through the roof. But in order for us to make even more magic in this world, we've got to spend more time together. Make it your focus to connect consistently so you can continue to gain and change up your days to come. Secondly, we are a direct result of who we hang around with, and now you're in the world of becoming better. By sharing this episode, you are making an impact in someone's life, and frankly, we're just better together. And don't forget to tag me so I can send some love and shoutouts back, my friend. Until next time, this is your host, Steph, on Be Bold.